Blessed day, I'm Sandra May Vigan with Carlos Miguel Espinosa. We're from BS Cream 2-2 and we're here to discuss you about the police system of Singapore.
In times of crisis, who will stand up for you? Who else?
Singapore became a highly developed and highly income country and considered to be among the top richest countries in the world today. Singapore is also known for their very strict laws that gives them a safe and clean environment. They also have a zero rate of corruption and other crimes. Ano-ano nga ba ang mga pag-uusapan natin sa video ito? So here we have the overview of the video na may papakita kung paano nag-function ang police system sa Singapore, gaano ito ka-effective, at ano yung mga ways nila paano ito maging effective with the community. Here is the map na nagpapakita kung saan nalolocate ang Singapore. So, Singapore is a small country with a diverse, modern, and culturally rich economy. It is a sovereign island city-state in Southeast Asia located at the end of Malayan Peninsula between Malaysia and Indonesia. Singapore is a republic with a parliamentary system of government, and the legal system they are using is English legal system, and it has developed over years. According to Morgan Coterie, ngayong 2024 lang to, bago lang, Singapore boasts one of the lowest violent crimes rates in the world, and the government is known for being very strict toward offenders. So, sinasabi dito na or pinapakita dito na ang Singapore ay kasali sa top 10 na pinaka-peaceful country ng bansa. Bakit nga ba? Kasi dun sa pagbibigay nila ng punishment sa mga offenders is very harsh. Parang yung death penalty is approved sa kanila. Sabi pa dito, with the high level of public surveillance meant to determine conduct, breaking the law in Singapore come with severe punishment like caning or hanging. Ito nga yung caning at hanging. Dito pa lang sa pagbibigyan ng punishment ng mga police force is parang nabibigyan na ng halaga yung mga ine-enforce nilang law. So, kapag na-violate mo yung isang crime is mag-fall ito into these two kinds of punishment, which is caning or hanging. Yung nga sinasabi ko kanina na parang ihahang yung isang tao sa umaga, madaling araw, para yun yung magiging punishment niya hanggang mamatay siya. Punishment na caning ay parang pagbibigay ng severe na physical punishment sa isang offenders. Yung hanging naman, yung way ng pagpapatay nila ng isang tao is may exemptions. Yung mga 18 years old below, tapos yung mga pregnant women, yun yung may mga exemptions sa punishment na hanging. So, dito nga sa dalawang punishment na nabanggit ko is makikita kung gaano ka-strict magpatupad yung mga law enforcers sa Singapore. Dito pa lang is napipigilan nila yung mga taong mag-commit ng crime and tuturuan sila ng discipline. Gaya na nga lang na example ko, kapag yung ikaw ay nagkalat dun sa kanilang bansa ay tas nahuli ka, may ano yun, kailangan mong magbayad ng fine. Yun yung isa sa magandang ini-impose sa Singapore. Ano nga ba ang tawag sa law enforcers ng Singapore? So, ang Singapore ay merong tinatawag na Singapore Police Force na sila yung national and principal law enforcement agency na responsible for the prevention of crime and law enforcement in the Republic of Singapore. Kung sa atin is merong PNP, sa kanila naman ay Singapore Police Force, na sila yung responsibility ng pagpapatupad or pag-e-enforce ng law sa kanilang bansa. Sabi dito, Singapore has been ranked consistently in top 5 global competitiveness report in terms of reliability of police services. So, bakit nga ba nagiging reliable ang kanilang police force? Bakit naging top 5? Kasi sobrang active ng kanilang police force, mostly in pag-coordinate sa community para mas maging maayos or mas maging effective yung kanilang pamamalakad sa bansa. So, ang may responsible ng pagbibigay ng task sa law enforcement or the agency is the Ministry of Home Affairs, na sinasabi dito, Singapore Police Force is the main government agency tasked with maintaining law and order in the city. It was founded in 1820 and under the supervision of Ministry of Affairs. So, dito sa kanilang law enforcement agency is mas pinapatibay nila yung strong engagement nila with the community upang mas palapit yung relationship nila at mas matulungan nilang maprotektahan yung mga taong nasa community. They are centralized. So, isa lang yung law enforcement na meron sa kanila, sa bansa nila. And through their mission and vision, makikita natin na gaano ka-competitive bago masabing they are top 10 in the very peaceful. Sinasabi dito, their mission is to prevent, deter, and detect crime. Their vision is a force for the nation to make Singapore safest place in the world. So, dito pa lang sa vision nila na a force for the nation is pinapakita nila yung community engagement na ginagawa nila, na hindi lang sila nagbe-base sa kung anong ability na meron sila, kundi kung ano din yung maitutulong nila sa community in term of enforcing their laws. Dito rin ang kanilang motto, which is loyalty and service. Loyalty to their country and a service for the community. Ayan, so kung mapapansin natin, ang law enforcement ng Singapore ay mostly nagfo-focus into the community engagement kasi naniniwala sila na makakamit nila yung gusto nila para sa bansa nila with the help of the community. So, more on community engagement sila sa bansang ito. Siyempre, wala namang mangyayari sa mga pinapatupad na batas ng isang law enforcer kung walang susunod dito. So, mas pinaugali nilang mas mapalapit sa mga tao, and then, ayan, maging maayos yung pamamalakad nila in term of enforcing their law. And isa ito sa mga nakikita kong factors na kailangan may adapt ng Pilipinas. Although, meron namang community engagement, pero siguro kulang pa. Kasi ngayon, mostly, ang tingin na sa mga pulis ay sobrang baba na, hindi na gaya dyan sa Singapore na mataas yung tingin nila kasi naniniwala sila na yung ginagawa ng law enforcer sa Singapore ay talaga namang ikakabuti ng bansa nila. Kaya sobrang laki ng factor na ito in term of enforcing laws at para makamit yung minimithi ng isang bansa na maging mapayapa at maging maayos yung government na meron sila. So, here is the short background history of their police force. Na-develop ang SPF or Singapore Police Force noong May 1820. Nagsimula ito sa 12-month team led by Francis James Bernard. And diba sa kanilang history is nagsimula lang sa 12-month team. Pero ngayon, meron na silang 15,000 regular officers, civilian staff, and full-time police national servicemen. That keep Singapore as one of the safest country in the world. So, bakit, paano, at saan nagsimula ang kanilang pagkakaroon ng ganitong effective competitiveness police force? Nasabi dito, noong September 11, 2001, attacks in New York and Washington, D.C. and the subsequent war on terrorism changed the entire operating landscape and forced the SPF to rethink the way that force operated. So, nung nabuo ang SPF, hindi noong May 1820, hindi pa ito gaano ka-organized at hindi pa ganun kalakas yung force nila in combating crimes. Yan yung naging history ng May 1820 ng kanilang police force. And nung September 2001, dun sila nagkaroon ng realization na hindi pwedeng ganito lang. Hindi pwedeng hayaan na ganito lang yung magiging kakalabasan ng ating bansa. Kailangan natin na mas palakasin, mas ayusin yung way ng ating pamumuno sa bansa upang sa ganun makamit natin yung pagiging isa sa mga peaceful country ng buong mundo. So dito, mas na ayos, mas na organized, and makikita naman natin ngayon na talaga namang nag-improve. Hindi lang siya basta nag-improve, pero mas na-develop ng bonggang-bongga ang bansang Singapore. Kasi nung bago pa lang ang SPF sa kanilang bansa, parang gaya din ng ibang bansa na nahihirapan sila sa pakikipaglaban sa mga different kind of criminal actions gaya ng mga drugs, yung mga kaso na yan is laganap din sa kanilang bansa. Pero nga dahil sa isang leader, ito ay si Prime Minister Lee Kuan Yew na namuno sa bansang Singapore at siya yung nag-encourage sa mga tao na baguhin na yung ganong sitwasyon sa kanilang bansa. And then, dun na mas lalong na-develop at musbong ang bansang Singapore. Dito sa unang picture, makikita natin yung kauna-unahang police station sa bansang Singapore. And kahit gaano yan kaliit, is meron pa din siyang jail na pagpupuntahan ng mga criminals na nahuhuli nila. And then, yung pangalawa is yung maritime station na nasa gilid lang din ng baybay. And then, next, yung pangatlo is yung mga kauna-unahang babae. Kauna-unahang babae na nabuo ng Singapore Police Force. Diyan sa taas, nakikita natin yung babae dyan na si Mary Quintal, the first female assistant superintendent of the police noong 1961. Let's move on to the organizational structure ng SPF. So, ang pinakamataas na rank ng kanilang organization is the Commissioner of Police na ang current na commissioner ay si Hong Wei Tek mula pa noong 2015 pa siya na-assign as the commissioner. At yung kanilang term ay walang limit. Nagte-take ang commissioner every year, and yung mga Senate ang nagde-decide kung sino ang i-appoint nilang commissioner. Si Mr. Hong ay nagsaserve na ng 27 years sa police force and held various leadership positions including Deputy Commissioner, Investigation and Intelligence, and Director of the Police Intelligence Department. So next naman, dito tayo sa tatlong three kinds of deputy. First is si Hao Kwang-hui na ang current commissioner sa policy. Next, si Zhang Weihan naman ang current din na commissioner in investigation and intelligence. Next, ang pangatlo, si Lian Gimhua. Siya naman yung naka-assign sa commissioner in operation. Dito sa kanilang organizational structure, makikita natin na ang una, ang pinakamataas ay ang Commissioner of Police. Then next, we have the three kinds of Deputy Commissioner. Then susunod sa pinakamababa is ang Staff Department na merong 17 members. Then next, ang mga specialist staff na kinokonsist ng 5 members. Then, specialist and line units na may 11. And then, 7 na land division. So, ito lang ang kanilang organization sa Singapore Police Force. Next naman tayo, dito tayo sa recruitment or the qualifications of entering into the Singapore Police Force. Paano nga ba at ano yung mga classifications na kinakailangan bago ka makuha bilang a police officer sa Singapore? So sabi dito, the work of a police officer is not just to fight crime but also to protect the vulnerable. You need to be tenacious and tough, yet sensitive and empathetic when required. You must be able to think on your feet and remain calm in critical situations, but also be proactive and sincere when engaging the community. So, sa male, ang kanilang educational requirements is kapag direct entry sergeant is subject to assessment of academic classifications. Kapag direct entry inspector naman is must pass degree in any discipline. Ganon din sa babae. Tapos, ang kanilang vision must be normal color vision. So, sa pagpili ng kanilang officers sa Singapore ay hindi gaanong taas yung standard. At least high school graduate, okay na, basta walang criminal record. And also, excellent in physical conditions. Dito sa Singapore, hindi sila naghahangad ng mataas na qualifications ng isang police officers, kundi nagbe-base sila dun sa katangian ng isang tao, dun sa puso niyang mag-serve sa community, and doon pa lang ay pwede ka na agad makapasok as long as these other qualifications meet your. Then nabasa ko din na ang kanilang training ay umaabot lamang ng 6 months, no? And then umaabot din siya ng hanggang 9 months. Nakapaloob dito yung residential training, including defense tactics, physical training, criminal law, and operations to become a responsible police officers. Based at the Home Team Academy, the Police Training Command or TRACOM serve as the cornerstone of training police force. Every police officers and full-time Police National Services officer passes through its doors undergoing training to equip them for their operational duties. So, hindi lang yung mga bago rin ang kanilang train dito sa TRACOM, kundi kahit ikaw ay nasa posisyon na ng pagiging police force sa kanilang bansa ay ine-enhance pa rin nila yung mga abilities na pwedeng ma-possess as a police officers.
Hi guys, I am Carlos Miguel Espinosa and I am here to discuss to you the different firearms equipments of the Singaporean police, uniforms, rank and insignia, and then the best practices of the Singaporean police force. First, firearms. Firearms police officer in the various divisions are armed when conducting regular uniform patrols, and plainclothes duties officer from different units are issued with different weapons. Of course, kapag magkakandak ng patrol yung mga police is meron silang kanya-kanyang dalang equipment o kaya handguns para mas mapabilis yung paghuli nila sa mga magkukumit ng crime. First, ito yung unang ginamit ng mga police sa Singapore na handguns. Taurus Model 85 with 3 inches barrel featuring a laser sight by Crimson Trace is the standard issued sidearm of the Singapore Police Force with 10 round ammunition. Itong Taurus Model 85, as you can see dyan sa picture, maliit lang siya tapos wala siyang magazine. Ano siya, revolver. Yun. Next is CZP-07. In 2015, the Singaporean police purchased a number of CZP-07 semi-automatic pistols. Ito namang CZP-07 is di-magazine na siya tapos medyo malaki siya ng konti dun sa Taurus Model 85. From 2016, selected officers were issued with the pistol as a trial. So, itong pistol na to is for bumili sila ng maraming ganito for trial lang para mag-upgrade from Taurus model o yung revolver to the CZP-07 o yung di magazine na Glock 19. In 2019, it was announced that the Glock 19 was chosen as a replacement to the Taurus revolver. So, sadly, yung CZP-07 is hindi siya napili para palitan yung Taurus revolver. Instead, ang napili nila is itong Glock 19. In addition to the use of handguns, the police also used the Heckler & Koch MP5 submachine gun and Remington 870 shotgun. Itong Heckler & Koch MP5 or MP5 ay compare mo dun sa mga pistol is mas malakas to kasi mas maraming bala na lumalabas dito. Ito namang Remington 870 is makikita dun sa picture is shotgun, mahaba siya tapos malakas to guys. Compare mo dun sa mga pistol. Mostly na nagdadala nito is yung mga security guard. Yan. Next is pupunta naman tayo dito sa mga equipments na ginamit ng mga Singaporean police. First is the Taser X26E. The Taser X26E stun gun was procured in the late 2000s. And it's part of the officer's equipment, which provides another non-lethal means of subduing suspects. Itong Taser X26C is isa siyang electroshock weapon na nagtatagal ito ng mga 500 volts. Despite safety concerns due to incidents experienced by foreign police forces, the weapon was deemed suitable for use by trained personnel and was rolled out across the other NPCs. In 2018, the Taser X26E was replaced with the X26P model. So, makikita nyo sa picture na nung 2018, yung model na X26E is napalitan siya ng X26P model. Next, extendable buttons. Extendable buttons were initially used by specialist units such as Security Command and Special Operations Command. However, it has since been used by officers from other frontline units, replacing the Monadnock PR21 slide handle button. Yung extendable buttons is yung nakikita nyo dito is hindi siya yun lang yung size niya, na adjustable siya. While yung Monadnock PR21 naman is siya yung sa picture, yan yung parang pa letter T siya yung hawakan niya. In addition to the equipment, the Singapore Police Force established the first radio division in 1948 with emergency hotline 999 to maintaining a fleet of 60 dispatch cars in the mid-1950s. They have come a long way. So, dako naman tayo dito sa uniform of Singaporean Police. Makita yun sa picture guys is kung saan nag-start yung damit ng mga police sa Singapore, or yung evolution of uniform din sa Singapore. First is noong 1905, meron yung damit nila and pants nila is kulay khaki with cap. Tapos nung 1940 naman is wala siyang cap pero kulay khaki pa rin siya. Nung 1950s, medyo nag-iba siya, naka-short lang sila. Tapos mahaba yung boots with cap. And yung panggabi naman nila is naka-white pants tapos yung damit nila. Nung 1963 naman is kulay khaki pa rin siya with cap, tapos may lanyard yung damit nila dito. Then nung 1970 to 2018, naging isang pink cap, dark, and naging dragon blue shirt and trouser. From kulay khaki naging dragon blue siya. Meron silang black belt, blue and white corded whistle lanyard, black socks with black boots. For them, ito na yung pinaka-komportable na uniform ng isang police kasi color blue siya, which is ito yung international identity ng police color. So, dito sa rank and insignia is nakabase lang siya dun sa organization ng Singapore Police, which is yun yung from the highest, which is yung Commissioner of Police, to the lowest, yung constable. Tayo sa best practices ng Singaporean Police. Number 1 is Neighborhood Watch Group. It is a program which reduces crime by directly involving the community activities that promote safety and assist with the detection of crime. It forms by developing a close relationship between community and police officer. Dito sa Neighborhood Watch Group is more on community based siya. Yung relation ng police at saka ng mga tao yung sa community is very close, and I think magandang strategy yun kasi hindi naman sa lahat ng oras is nababantayan ng police yung nasa community. So dito sa Neighborhood Watch Group is yung mga nasa community mismo is parang tinutulungan nila yung mga police. Active yung community dito. Like for example is pag may nangyaring crime is yung mga tao mismo sa community is magtutulong na sila o magre-report agad-agad sila sa mga police. Next naman is Citizen on Patrol or COP. They are alerted to the latest safety and security concern and help to detect such threats, thus becoming the eyes and ears of the police. Dito naman sa Citizen on patrol is parang neighborhood watch group din siya. Itong citizen on patrol lang is they are alerted to the latest safety and security concerns. Kumbaga active sila dito para matulungan nila yung mga police na ma-prevent yung mga crime na pwedeng makumit. Next is the Silver Watch Group or SWG, serve to enhance police ongoing efforts to educate senior citizens against crimes such as robbery, snatch, theft, and sins. So dito sa Silver Watch Group is yung mga police in-educate nila yung mga senior citizen laban sa mga crime gaya ng robbery, snatch, theft, yung mga ganun. Next is Youth Engagement Program or YEP. Youth crime is a key concern and to shrink future adult criminal population. Police land divisions engage at risk student under youth engagement programs, which includes activities such as sports and societal responsibility. So dito sa youthful engagement program naman is this is for the youth only o sa mga kabataan. Itong program na to ng Singaporean Police is napakaganda kasi para mapigilan yung pagdami ng crime sa isang lugar. Siyempre habang bata pa is yun, pinipigilan nila na mag-commit ng crime yung mga bata through program gaya nitong YEP. Nagagawa sila ng mga activities like sports, ganun, or societal responsibility para sa mga bata and para hindi sila mag-commit ng crime. For the other details, community policing is in essence a collaboration between the police and the community that identifies and solves community problems, with the police no longer the sole guardians of law and orders. All members of the community become active allies in the effort to enhance the safety and quality of neighborhoods. So I think ito yung pinaka nag-emphasize sa policing system ng Singapore, yung kanilang community policy, which is yung relation ng mga police officer sa mga tao sa community is very good siya, and malaking bagay yun para mabawasan yung crime sa isang lugar. Tsaka I think yung community policy ng Singapore is, I think ito yung main reason kung bakit mababa yung crime rate dito sa Singapore. Yun nga, yung mga best practices nila is or on community policy siya. So yung maganda yung relasyon nila sa community. So that's all. Once again, this is Carlos Miguel Espinosa with Sandra May Vigan reporting about the Singapore police system.